right, how's it going? Welcome to SMG Viewers Comments, my weekly show where I try to answer your comments and questions to the best of my ability. Let's cut the crap and get right to it.
What do you think of TC Electronics' controversy over Satchel's pussy melter tone print?
Wow, now if this isn't the hot button subject of the week. Seriously, if anybody got offended by that, go look up the definition of satire and then hang your heads in shame. Seriously, it is meant to poke fun at that whole hedonistic lifestyle. Ugh! People are so fucking clueless. But, you know, I checked out the band that made the complaint in the initial petition to TC Electronic, and looks like somebody's getting something of her very own melted in her video. Wow, good thing she's not a hypocrite or anything. Anyway, I'm keeping the audio silent on this video because honestly, using that much auto-tune is a crime against humanity and I'm not gonna subject you guys to it. If you really wanna check them out, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below, but honestly, they're even worse than the Sex Kittens. I guess when your band doesn't write songs good enough to check out, it's far easier to sit around and bitch to get some publicity.
It's far easier to sit around and bitch. I fucking need that on a shirt. I also totally need that on a poster to hang on my university's wall and show it to everyone who bitches about their grades after a few weeks of heavy drinking, smoking pot, and not studying for even a minute.
Ask and you shall receive. I'm gonna make this design available on shirts and posters for this week and this week only. So if you wanna grab one now because they're only gonna be around for 7 days, that's it. Thanks for the suggestion though.
Glenn, what's your opinion on overprotective conservative parents who don't want their children to have artistic careers? I recently quit my day job because I was having suicidal thoughts and didn't want to work alongside my father anymore. I have enough savings to where I can live off that for 6 months if things don't work out right away. But I finally stood up to him and said that my health comes first from now on. Keep on fighting.
Now, I'm definitely not an expert on this subject, so take this with a grain of salt, but sometimes money isn't worth as much as your mental well-being. If you're happy doing what you do, sometimes not having a lot of money might be a better solution than to have a huge bank account and be fucking miserable. Anyway, dude, seriously, I hope it works out for you. Good on you and good luck to you.
My God, Glenn, never saw you this angry before. Kind of scary.
Yeah, the cover song cancellation. Stay tuned. I think I'm going to have an announcement video either tomorrow or Monday on a brand new contest coming up that I think you guys are really going to love.
Sir, I'm one of the viewers on your channel. Wanted to ask you, have you ever come across drummers who can't play on click? How does one tackle such an obstacle while tracking session? Cheers, Neil from India.
Hey Neil, thanks so much for writing in. Fucking love hearing from you guys all over the world. Like I said, I know there's a raging metal scene going on in India right now, and I think that's absolutely amazing. Anyway, have I ever run into a drummer who can't play on a click? Yes, pretty much all of them can't play on a click. Every once in a while you get somebody amazing like Cam Florian, who's great and kind of above average, but most of the time, yeah, they can't really play on click. The suggestion would be that they prepare more to a click before coming into the studio. If they come into the studio and they've never played to a click before, you really can't expect them to be able to do it. It's something that needs to be practiced ahead of time.
Hey Glenn, I signed up for the SMG email list. The free stems you get. Are they meant as a joke? I've heard better drum performances coming from my asshole. What is the point of providing a click track that doesn't even match what's being played? I love your videos and think you're funny as fuck, but really? What the actual fuck is a beginner supposed to do with that disaster of a performance? I wouldn't add that to my portfolio if you paid me to do so. Have a great fucking day and keep up the great videos.
Okay, Mike, you downloaded some of Cam Fleury's tracks, and here's some news for you, Mike. Cam's above average when it comes to studio drummers. No, I'm not kidding. You're talking about him not being 100% on click. Yes, that's called human performance. If you're zooming in to you're looking at nanoseconds, that's not the way to make rock and roll. Zoom the fuck out and look at things globally. Is there a great feel there? That kind of thing. That's what you want to be looking for. Disaster of a drum performance. Have you even looked at real drum tracks before, even once in your life? And I don't mean some bullshit time-aligned crap played on an electronic drum set. I mean an actual, real acoustic drum set. Hell, you could probably pull up some of Neil Peart's tracks from the 70s and you'd lose your mind. Oh, he's all over the place. Yeah, but yet he's one of the greatest drummers who ever lived. Think about that.
What do you recommend to a rock metal band trying to make it in a place where there's zero rock/metal atmosphere? Meaning no promoters, no gigs, no fellow musicians for bandmates, and those I find, which is a miracle in itself, don't show up for practice.
I think we kind of touched on this last week. There's definitely some online forums you can check out. Check out some Facebook groups. Check out some guitar forums like 7string.org, that kind of thing. And mention that you're looking for bandmates online. You know, there are ways to jam over the internet, and that works really, really well. In fact, I know a bunch of guys who used to hang out on the Andy Steep forum, got together and went on to do really great things. So just remember, there is a giant pool of talent out there online. You've just got to look for it.
Hey Glenn, I'm a 15-year-old musician going into freshman year. How can I start a band in high school? I love metal, but I get judged/weird looks while listening to Megadeth because of it. So no one in my school likes heavy metal. I want to make the first metal band with balls called Everest.
Dude, I had a really hard time finding bandmates in high school as well. Once again, I come back to the online thing, check out some forums and whatnot. You might have some luck. You might also want to look at other schools, maybe put up some flyers at some local music stores, that kind of thing. And yeah, if you're getting judged in weird looks, well, fuck those people, seriously. I went through the same crap. You know what? Those people go on to do nothing with their lives. Good for you. Stick to doing what you love and fuck the haters.
Do you spin roughs to clients, MP3s or CDs even when not paid in full? Something if it's unavoidable.
Hey, Joey, simply put, fuck no! What are you, insane? Every time I've given out something without being paid in full, I have gotten fucked. And I mean fucked badly. So I never, ever give anything to the clients until their bill is settled. And if they just need a rough mix, well, you know what? Fuck you. I just need some money. That's how it works. But I always make sure I tell the clients right up front from day one, this is how it goes. Don't expect roughs. And if you do want roughs, you can pay for the sessions that are owed. Because if you let your mixes out without getting paid in full, guess what? You'll never see that band again.
When I master my songs, I usually get rid of everything above 15 kilohertz and 40 hertz since it's all I can hear. I was wondering, is it a good idea to be doing this? Will it affect my mixes in a negative way?
To put it bluntly, absolutely yes, you will be affecting your mixes in a negative way. There are sounds happening up above our spectrum of hearing that cause overtones that can affect the sounds down in our spectrum of hearing. So it's generally a very good idea to leave that stuff in place. What you should try, though, is try recording at, say, 96 kilohertz or 198 or whatever the fuck number that is, way the hell up there. Try doing a session with that and see how much easier it is for you to mix a song before you render it down to 44.1 kilohertz. Try that, see how it works out.
Hey Glenn, what are your thoughts on EMG pickups? I see so many people that hate EMGs for some reason. Also, fuck you, Glenn.
I don't get that at all. I mean, like back in the 80s, EMGs were the pickup to have, man. Everybody wanted EMGs. I've got EMGs on several of my guitars. I've got them on my Jackson Flying V. I've got them on my Schecter Hellraiser. You know, they're great pickups. I love the sound of them. You guys hear them every episode with The Eagle Has Landed. That was my Schecter Hellraiser with EMGs.
Hey Glenn, I would love a career as an audio engineer for live concerts. What are the skills necessary in becoming an audio engineer for live concerts and how do I practice this? I'm 18 years old and have one more year of high school left.
I'm definitely not an authority on this. I am a studio guy, not a live guy, but I would totally recommend checking out some local sound PA rental companies and seeing if you can work as an intern or as a gopher or something like that. See if they have some kind of placement program with your local high school and see if you can get involved that way. That'd be a great way to get your foot in the door. You'll probably start off hauling cables and, you know, doing grunt work, that sort of thing, but it's a great way to learn the whole system from the ground up. Highly recommend checking out that method.
Hey Glenn, were you working with an artist and they're laying down the performance and they're just nailing it? Have you ever gotten up in the moment thinking that it was a great performance but to listen the next day and it ends up not being so great? Do you have any tricks for staying focused when laying down track with an artist? I seem to be having this problem with the current project I'm working on. Thanks for the great knowledge and keep it up.
Not so much a performance thing, more of a mix and sound thing, especially in my early days. I remember, you know, a few of my early projects, you know, I'd be working away and think, oh, we got a great sound. This record's going to sound great. And then listen to the next day and realize it was just shit. And that's more my fault, not the band's fault. That I think you'll find happens quite a bit until you kind of, you know, learn your shit and get better at what you're doing. Capturing a great performance is capturing a great performance. I actually pulled up one of my old CDs from about 2000, and yeah, the production's not so great, but yeah, the performance was killer. And we kind of did that on the floor with two guitar players and the drummer, and yeah, those performances were just raging. But as for staying focused, yeah, you can put everybody's cell phones into a basket and put them outside the studio. That'd be a good way to do it. And make sure you disconnect your computer from the internet. That way, you're going to have to listen to what's going on in the room. And when you're tracking, turn your monitor off, especially when you're tracking guitars and that kind of thing. So that way, the guitar players are focused just on their instruments.
I'm honestly sick and tired of hearing on a budget. I understand we live in a time when 16-year-old kids can record in their grandma's basement for cheap, but isn't that what's causing the music to suffer? You said yourself, stop with saying good enough. I feel like that on the budget is doing the music, making it good enough. The best music ever made was not recorded with cheap budget and equipment. Hardworking people who wanted nothing but the best made the best music. I don't want to hear on a budget, I want to hear the best in the world. Tell us what the best in the world is, and the people who work the hardest and have the determination to do it will end up making the best music. Making the best motivates me to do better in not only music, but my career and life overall. Subscriber for over 3 years.
Hey man, I hear what you're saying, yeah, and I do want to start a whole new series looking at the absolute top end stuff. Kind of like the KS Digital monitors I've got behind me that all you guys have been asking about. Those came in about a week ago, and believe me, I love my Atoms, but wow, those are just in a completely different league. I'm gonna have an episode of those on in the very near future this summer. I think you guys are really gonna dig it. I'm also want to do, look at some other high-end gear that I've got, like my Empirical Labs Distressor, my Ward Beck mic preamps. I'm going to have some other cool stuff coming in as well. And we should definitely take a look at my vintage U87 that I bought about 10 years ago that is worth a small fortune. So yes, I will be doing an episode on that. And if you guys want to see more high-end stuff on the show, let me know in the comments below.
Drum samples do sound better if you're an amateur band, and most bands are. You'll waste your life on tracking drums and never get success.
Well, with that attitude, yeah, of course you're not going to learn how to do it correctly, because it takes effort and it takes commitment. And there's no instant gratification when it comes to recording real drums. Is this skill worth having? You bet it is, because guess what? The other 10 guys down the street who have home studios won't know how to record real drums, and you'll be the guy that does. And that will get you business. All right, everybody, that's it for this show. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And if you want to get that, it's far easier to sit around and bitch t-shirt. Make sure you do it this week, because it's only going to be around for 7 days. That's it. I'm out of here. Have a great weekend, everyone. Oh, and Hasadigi boy.